welcome to another episode of the Leadership Standard. Very excited today to be bringing to speak to us, to my audience, a person by the name of Mr. Innocent Heimegbe. He's a Nigerian, but who currently resides in the United States of America. Mr. Heimegbe, popularly known as iSense, will be talking to us today about the impact of failed leadership in Africa. Who is to blame? Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, bro. How's
How are you
California?
doing? California is good, thank God. It's the weather was really hot yesterday. It was freaking hot.
It's raining
But
all day yesterday here.
oh wow, man! You see the polarizing effect of nature. It's raining where you are. It's so hot where I'm at right now.
The weather is pretty cool here today. It's really good.
That's good. Yeah, it's actually cool at the moment. Yeah, but thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Buchi.
Just tell the audience more about yourself.
My name is Comrade Innocent. I'm a
Mhm.
comrade.
I like that.
I'm Comrade Innocent Ahimegbe, and people call me comrade because of the struggle there's a lot of struggle that we have been through for fighting for young people, and they deemed me fit to give me the title of comradeship. So my name is Comrade. I accept it though. So my name is
Good.
Comrade Innocent. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian by birth, by origin, and I'm a physiologist. I'm a scientist, and I'm a researcher. I do research, and what again? I'm a youth leader. I have a large number of young people that follow me. When I mean follow me, I mean people who look up to me and want to hear from us, and
That's beautiful. So I want you to tell me one of the reasons why you migrated to the United States, and tell me the experience that you've been having so far in your journey.
well, previously when I used to live in Nigeria, it was good. You see, Nigeria is cool to live, to live in. It's really cool, except for some factors that can inhibit um, effective living in that country.
Effectively, I like
Yeah,
that.
there are ways you're supposed to live as a citizen of a country, and,
Got
and we were supposed to live, and there's a
mhm.
way we live. Two different things,
Right.
all right? But why I actually left Nigeria was because after my undergrad, um, I realized that being around this circle where I was in Nigeria, which was good, all right, but
Mhm.
I felt I needed an improvement because I
Mhm.
know for myself I had plans and had goals, not just for myself, but for my immediate community.
Mhm.
I have goals, I have plans for them, and I didn't like the way things were in my community.
Mhm.
Things were not really how it should be. System of education is not even so very nice, though
Mhm.
it's manageable. You go to school, but it's not really how school should be like. And a lot of people keep telling me, man, you're vocal. You know what works, how it is,
Mhm.
because of my passion for leadership, and because I wanted to be involved in leadership. So a lot of people were telling me to to step up. So
Mhm.
I felt, okay, the only way to step up should not just be staying around. I needed to
Mhm.
improve. I just got to improve. So I thought of it as,
Mhm.
okay, the better place to improve is the United States. So I thought
Mhm.
of coming to school because some of the leaders that I know in Nigeria, they have kindly sent their kids abroad to the United Kingdom, to Canada, and America to school. Because
Mhm.
I know that with time, the people of Nigeria will start clamoring for technocrats to come to Nigeria to lead. And the leaders have sent their kids to America, to United Kingdom, or Canada to lead. We bring those kids back as technocrats to continue from where their parents stopped. And I thought of it like, okay, I could also be a technocrat. So I came to America to school to learn from the American system, and to also be a technocrat. So by the grace of God, I came in here, I schooled. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm learning from both sides of the divide. You know what I'm saying? So when the time comes, when the people will need us to serve, maybe by the grace of God, I could be qualified. I could be seen as a qualified person for any position.
I agree. Yeah. I totally understand what you're saying. Because education is key, and you mentioned that coming to America to, to study, was a process for you to, get into your goal.
Right.
Of being a technocrat, and you're not even being, because I feel like you're already a technocrat. You're just working towards, solidifying, because what you know already, in the science world, in physiology, both in your BSc, because most people don't know, but Mr. Innocente Himegbe is actually, has a bachelor's degree in, you could just tell them about your education.
I have a first degree in medical physiology. Physiology, a lot of people don't really know it. Physiology is a branch of medicine that deal with the wholeness of the body, the total function of the body system. So that is what I am. That is what we do. But I am on the research aspect of it, So doing research about the body, the functional organs of the body, particularly the kidney, the renals, So that's where my field is, and that is what I'm. Though I intend to also have a PhD, which is also in view right now, but for the COVID-19, so till 2021.
For those who are just joining us, my name is Buchilo. This is the Leadership Standard. And we're talking about the impact of failed leadership in Africa. Who is to blame? The impact of failed leadership in Africa is to blame. So I'm going to ask you that question directly right now. Let's just hit the road running. Who is to blame? We know we come from Africa. We see a lot of African brothers crossing the Red Sea, crossing the River Niger, crossing the River Delta, crossing all the rivers in the world to come to the West, or whether it's Spain, whether it's Italy, we know these things. We see a lot of these things happening, and we have to ask ourselves this question: like, who is to blame for this? Like, some people say blame the leaders, some people say blame the followers. The question is, who is to blame? Who are we going to blame for this?
You see, in some circle, people say they blame the colonial masters. That they are people say they are the beginning of our problems. But I think the people of Nigeria specifically has no business blaming the colonial masters. All right. We have no moral right as of today to blame anybody who colonized us. That was over years ago, But we have the control over the system in our nation, Nigeria. So if you ask me who's to be blamed, I will say the people. I said that because the leaders we have in Nigeria didn't come from outside of the world. They came from Nigeria. They were first a part of the people before they became leaders. So if in the 1999, the leadership that came into Nigeria, the people blamed the leadership as not effective. And after that one, the other leadership came, the people blamed that. That one went, another one came, we blame. And the one currently there now, we're still casting blames. It's just read one thing. That is a Nigerian problem. It's our problem. You know what I'm saying? This shows that the character of an average Nigerian person is an issue when it comes to effective leadership in that country. Because these leaders behave the way they behave in leadership, and they are from the people. And I think we have 4 successive leadership in that country. And if all of those leaders, we have keep blaming them, repeating the same thing every electionary year, we keep hearing the same thing. And what we blame Olusegun for is what we're blaming President Jonathan. Jonathan for, blaming President Buhari for. That means the problem is the character of the Nigerian people. When I say the Nigerian people, I mean Obasanjo, Yaradua, Goodluck Jonathan, Buhari. They are from the people. They were what so. The problem is just in our character, not just something that is, So we must look into our character inwards to be able to look for the solution to our problems.
Okay, I like that point. I want to ask you a question. Now, let's not just talk about Nigeria. This is Africa. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is a theme in most African nations where you see leadership, that is similar to the next person, the next border. What the problem of leadership you see in Nigeria is similar to the problem of leadership you see in Cameroon. It's similar to the problem of the type of you see in Mali. It's the type of the problem you see in Ghana. You understand? It's like you see this kind of problems, in pretty much most sectors, in most parts of Africa. So I'm not just talking about a Nigerian problem. I'm talking about an African problem. What do you see? Who do you think is to blame for the problem of leadership in Africa?
You see, whatever affects Nigeria affects every part of Africa. I don't know why it's like that, but I think God designed it that way. Okay, but the problem of Africa is leadership itself, and who is to be blamed for this poor leadership we have in Africa? The people. Because the leaders came from the people, and the people chose who becomes their representative in governance. All right. So we blame the people in Africa. Africa is a great place. Africa is blessed. I must tell you. I take governance, politics, studies very serious, even more than what I did in school. I take this thing serious, even more serious than.
When I see that you are a scientist, you don't talk like a scientist.
People don't like really,
They don't believe you, right?
Yeah, people be like, how you should be in some people tell me you should be in faculty of law, you should be in the school law school. Some say you should be in the seminary, some say you should be in political science, but that's not an issue. But the thing is, Africa has a problem that has to be fixed, and that's the problem of leadership. And it is same people that produces this leadership. And this leadership comes from us. All right? And why do we have deficit in our leadership? Because of two things. Poor education and lack of patriotism. That patriotism is terribly missing in Africa. Terribly missing. I can tell you, they can argue it anywhere, no problem. And I stand to be corrected. I don't see very many people who are patriotic in Africa. And that is why the people, the government, the continent, we have misplacement of priority. The continent is just like a group of confused leaders leading confused people to a confused destination. We do not actually have a blueprint of where we are taking the continent to. We do not actually have an agreed document to show in the year by 2025, this is where Africa should be. Previously, the African Union and the West ECOWAS, I think they came together and said by 2020, Africa will be this, Africa will achieve that. Bro, and just last year, December, I heard it's now 2065.
Oh my God.
So if I can agree with them, by the year 2065, Africa will be a great place. What are we doing? What action are we taking right now to put Africa in the map of great nation by 2065? If we cannot have a direction that we're in the continent, it's a problem. And that is why people outside Africa see Africa as a bush. Because, the leaders don't take the people serious. The people don't feel they have leaders in Africa. The people don't have confidence or hope in their leaders. The kind of leaders that we Africans bring into the system to govern us, they are uninspiring people. Not all of them,
Mm-hmm.
because I see that the leadership of Rwanda is doing very good. I think we need overhauling of this African system. We
Mm-hmm.
need to begin to bring in intelligent leaders, leaders who are
Mm-hmm.
sound, who are intelligent
Mm-hmm.
and well educated, not just people we have heard of, not just people recommended by some so-called godfathers. We need people who are, who who are able to relate internationally. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Exactly.
Mm,
People who have the desire to lead. There's a burning desire. There's a
right.
book I read. They say the burning desire. You must have a burning desire to want to lead and to want to lead effectively. So I'm going to ask you my next question. So in terms of comparison, the leadership of Africa to the leadership of anywhere else, what would you say needs to be done better? In the leadership of Africa and the leadership of, let's say, the West, because even in America has its own problems too. America is not perfect. But we have to figure out a platform where we can say, okay, how can we create, the leadership of, like, what are we going to say, needs to be done better in the leadership of Africa, using other places as a blueprint. What blueprints can we pick from somewhere else?
Every country in the whole world, they have their own problems. Every country have the problem they're dealing with. But the African problem is something that is beyond understanding. We don't even know how it originated. We know where we're headed. We don't even know the solution that can work. Because everybody in Africa tends to know the solution to the problem of Africa, but nobody is doing nothing about it, the solution. What we do is to complain, curse out our leaders, criticize them without providing solution to them. Even if you do, they don't listen. They don't go with what you think. It's what they think. Like, leaders in Africa think they're doing the people a favor by being their leaders. And that's what pisses me off. That's my pain. You can't be doing us a favor for electing you. We elected you for do something. Okay, the thing is, a comparison. I don't think African leaders have met the expectation of world-class leaders. Like, they have not even gotten to measure up. I don't think as of now they have measured up to the level of comparing them with other world leaders. I don't think so. Irrespective of the known fact that other countries, including America, have their problems. You know what I'm saying? But even with their problems, they know what to do, effectively deal with the problems that they have. The resources of Africa is too much. Africa can't keep depending on aids from America, from China, from other countries. Africa cannot keep borrowing money from China when we have all the resources that the world seeks. Everything that the world seeks to better the lives of their people is deposited in Africa.
Right.
Even with all that, Africa has power, resources, human, mental power, everything. We have it there. Then what is the problem? The development you see in most part of Africa is individually based. It's development brought by people who traveled out of Africa and went in search of a better life elsewhere. These are the people that have actually brought in development to their communities in Africa. My friend sometimes said to me, he said, the only investment Africans know is traveling out of Africa. That's the only investment.
There's a popular testimony that happens in churches when someone gets a visa. I don't think you will hear that kind of testimony in an American church.
You can see that you have actually compared two continents now, two places now. In Africa, when you have a visa, it's like the Lord has raised a dead person. Like, the miracle is as that. Then in America, people can tell you, hey, what's up? I'm going to Europe tomorrow. I'm going to UK tomorrow. It's normal for them to have a visa because when you seek, you find. It's normal.
Right.
They seek for a visa to go to London, and they got it. They travel. They announce it to everybody. I'm traveling tomorrow. I'll be back next week. But in Africa, when you get a visa, it's a miracle. Why is it? Why is it like that? That's to show that a lot of African young people have mentally departed from Africa. Mentally, they're out of Africa. I'm not joking. Because there is no enabling environment for people to dream and grow their dream in Africa. It's not there. I'm not joking. But in countries like America, that is not even our home country, even you and me that is an immigrant, we have the opportunity to dream big in this country and live our dream. Anyhow, irrespective of how you see it, thank God for the peace-loving people of America for giving us the opportunity to like dream. And that is why you see anybody can leave Africa to America and the person become good. When I mean good, I mean the person is able to do one or two stuff, like able to develop himself to become even more fit into the society. But in Africa, your dreams are limited. Not because of anything, just because of the lack of enabling environment. Leaders are not patriotic. Citizens are not patriotic. So what do you expect? This is the same continent where people can steal government property. Nothing will happen. A continent where people can steal government property and sell it to another citizen. They will say buy it. A system where people can vandalize power generation, source of power. People will see them alive in the daytime, people stealing cables. It's allowed.
I saw a video of a place in I don't know, somewhere in Lagos where they were praying for the transformer.
Can you imagine?
They were praying the transformer.
What government is supposed to do in other nations, we take it to God in Africa. In fact, we're embarrassing God in Africa. Like, see, we disturb God too much in Africa. It's an embarrassment. If I'm God, if I was God,
you would be hanging the phone, right?
Because things that you're supposed to do for yourself, you are telling me that's embarrassing me. You're bringing me cheap things to come and do. You know what I'm saying? How will you be praying God to fix transformer for you, which is easier? Government giving you transformer and you praying to God, which is easier? The government fixing transformer.
Or the community might even have somebody there who studied engineering who can actually fix the transformer by themselves.
You see, when I say patriotism is the problem of Africa, not corruption, because when you're patriotic, you don't have you will never be corrupt. Have you not seen engineers in Nigeria? What invention has engineers in Nigeria done? Think about it.
You know what you said is actually very true. That patriotism is the problem. That's a tweet. That's a quotable quote.
It's the problem.
Patriotism is the problem of Africa, not corruption. Because if somebody
they used to tell us, think about what your country or continent would do for what you would do for your continent or your country, and not what your country will do for you. It's true. That statement is true in some countries, in some continent. They can proudly say that. Why? Because these countries has given their people an enabling environment to survive, to grow their business, to strive and dream. So they are good, okay? They're okay. So they cannot tell you, man, I'm not looking for what this country can give me no more. I'm looking for what I can do to win honor to this country. But in Africa, don't dare say that. Because there should be some level of arrangements for me to be able to strive well before I can say, yeah, what can I do for the country? When I was growing up, we used to fight in school to get in the list of those that will represent our school in a national competition, quiz competition. Why? Because we want to win honor to our state and our school. We want to be named as those who went for science quiz competition and win honor to the state and the school.
Right.
We used to think like that. In those days, people used to stand still for the national flag of my country. Wherever they're having the national anthem being recited, people stand still. People used to stand still with their hands by themselves or by their side. Then young people used to go to the field to play football because they want to be enlisted into the national football team under 17 to play and win honor to their country. People want to do things just to win honor. My mom told me, before I was born, even when I was born, when I was a kid, my mom used to say they used to celebrate independence of Nigeria. My mom, they used to buy chicken, turkey, like to celebrate independence of my country in those days. But when I grew up, they stopped celebrating. Why? Because the country has not paid nobody. You see what I'm talking about? So you see, there is no more patriotism. Nobody care about the country no more. If my country was a human being, he would have long died. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. A country where Africa, a country where life expectancy is very low. Have you not seen the life expectancy in America? The life expectancy in my country is 40 years. In other words, when you get to the age of 40, you are living on grace. Just going to be having Thanksgiving every Sunday because you're living by grace. It's alarming. Why? Why are all this? There is no reasonable research institute anywhere. Our universities are not empowered for research. What we do in school, come in, write books, they give you notes, you copy and copy and copy, and you double it back on the exam just to do it there, and you go home. No research, nothing. How would the people be good? I remember in my second year in school, undergrad, I have a professor that used to say, I'm training you people to be able to compete with people in America. How do you expect us to compete with people in America when we don't have what they have? Think about it. We may know it, we may memorize it because we want to pass our school examination, school quiz. But there is no computer before us in school. But the school I went to, the computers here. So there are no good libraries where you can really go and chill with your books. How will you compete? Are you not seeing the problems? A continent where education is not encouraged, what's the future of that continent? Nothing. I fear for that continent. Think about it. Even though we believe that Africa is the future, but I think there are lots we should do differently to make that future really what it should be. Because as of today, I personally don't know where Africa is headed.
Okay. Now let's. I'm going to ask you this final question. I want us to end on a lighter note, okay? Because you've given us a very somber, future. It's very somber, kind of like dark, But I want us to end on a lighter note because that's why we are the future. Right. I believe we are the future of Africa. I believe we are the now of Africa.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes in life is, "Young people are not the." When we were young, they'll say, "Young people are the future of how do you say leaders of tomorrow?"
The future of tomorrow.
I say I don't believe that. I believe young people are the leaders of today. Now.
Today is what we have. They didn't
Today is what we have. That's why it's called the present, because it's a present. It's like a gift. We're giving the present. So I want us to end on a lighter note. I want you to share what you see of the future. I want you to kind of like prophesy, because prophecy simply means seeing into the future. I want you to just see what you see on a more of a positive side. That you feel, or an encouragement that you want to give young people to in Africa. To see, and learn in terms of leadership and life and stuff like that. Share something more positive so that, the audience can still see something positive, that no matter what is going on, the future is bright and we have the answers, So go ahead.
The truth of the matter is, Africa is blessed. Africa is a place to be. Africa is a place to live. Africa has all it takes to be the best continent in the world. Africa has all it takes to have people come to Africa for visit, for tourism, to live, to reside, to work, to seek for jobs. Africa has all the potentials. And to all the young people in Africa, it is not making that things are the way they are. It could be as a result of a mistake our parents made by the choice of kind of leaders they have before us. And again, it is still the result of our mistakes for selling our votes I agree. To the wrong people. But the past is gone. Right? The past is gone. We can start a new beginning today. Today. We can start a new beginning today. But what I see, because of likes of you and me, and some other people that have like minds, who are passionate about effecting quality leader and inspiring leadership for Africa. Because of this set of people who are warming up, schooling, not because they want to be educated, schooling because they're doing it for their community, their nation, the continent. Like I tell my friends, I told them, my education that I have, that I'm still trying to acquire, it's not for me alone. It's not for me and my wife and my kids. My education is for everybody who couldn't afford to go to school in my community. And that was why I went to school. I went to school not just for myself or my immediate family. I went to school for every person who couldn't afford education.
Right.
So I will stand up for those people, advocate for those people, prevail on the government on behalf of those people. You get what I'm saying? But now for everybody in Africa, Africa I see. You know, some time ago, I told my friend, I don't know if they believe, I said, God showed me. I'm a Christian. I'm a child of God. A real child of God. All right. I said, God showed me that Africa is the future of the world. And in that future, he showed me the capital nation of that future. How he showed me was the colors of the flag of a certain nation in Africa.
What nation is that?
If I say those countries will begin to fight themselves, like this guy because he's from here, the guy. It showed me a country with the color green, white, and green as the capital of that future.
As the capital. So do you mean like it's going to be one country with just
the continent being the future of the world, and the country with the green, white, green flag being the power block for that continent.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that. I love that prophecy. So, that's amazing.
For everybody in Africa, what we need to do right now is to try to get some level of education for us to hold that future and get there. I know it may not be so nice right now. The economy is so tight in Africa right now. Hunger everywhere, bad roads, leadership is inconsistent. But no problem. We need to be focused, most especially get the level of education you can get right now. If they don't have room for you to school, don't worry. Be buying books, be reading, be schooling yourself at home.
Right.
Because the future matters a lot. So I encourage every young person in Africa, get education, because we are going to, because of people like us, like minds all around. I know we have passion for our continent. We love our continent. What we're going to do with all we've learned from outside Africa, what we've learned, the things we see, by the grace of God and with the help of education and determination, we're going to cure poverty and hunger. And the only way to do that is through education. So that is why I encourage all of us to please try and get some level of education. Some level. You mustn't be a PhD holder, but try to get some level of education. That's what I can tell the young people right now. Don't worry about what is going on what has happened yesterday and what is going on with you today. Just let us have like minds, invest in your minds, because it's about the mind. Because in Africa, I've interrogated with a lot of people in Africa. They have left Africa mentally. African young people right now, their mind is not there. Their mind is not with Africa. They believe Africa has failed. Yeah, because of the system, because of the way the system is right now. But there's still hope. There's still hope. As far as they didn't stop us from migrating out of Africa. That's the big mistake they made for allowing us migrate. We have migrated. We have got the level of exposure that is needed to fix things in Africa. For example, take a look at you. And I believe when they give you an opportunity, you know what to do. And I wonder what the leaders in Africa come to America, Canada, and UK to do. When you come, China, when you come there, you see stuff, you see things. then I don't know, when you go back to your country, respective country, you can't think, you can't see, okay. Like, for me, I have seen things. My diary is full. I have seen things. I know how education should be, the system of education, how it should be. I know how job creation should look like. I know how to turn your country, come into an industrialized society right now. You feel me? I know how to take care of students, invest in the students of your nation, of the continent. Young people, they should be invested on. People who are doing business, give them small, provide an acquisition center for them, provide loan for them. Let me tell you, let me shock you. In America, you can take a loan to go to school, right?
Yeah.
Let me use my country for instance. In my country, original country I came from, even the bank don't believe in you. If you go to take loan, they can't give you because they know after school, there's no direction.
Right. That's true.
You see, but American financial institutions will give you loan. They know when you go to school, there is every tendency that you can pay back. Go to Africa. Nobody will give you loan. No matter how good you are, no, they are not sure you will get a job after school.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So there is hope for all of us in Africa, young people from Africa. So let's just keep praying to God for life,
All right.
for life,
Yeah.
and to preserve our continent so they don't take it away from us. Let's keep being good ambassador of our continent. That's all I got to say to every young person.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Comrade Innocent Eyimegbe. As you guys have heard, Africa is the future. And that's what, Mr. Comrade has said. Africa is the future. And we have the power of now, to, move Africa forward. So for everyone that has joined us, I know that we've spent more than the desired time, but I feel every second was well spent. I wish I could go on and on with you. You have made some great points, and your conversations were very enlightening and very well thought. And I know that my audience have been, you guys have been well, blessed. Let me use the word, and well enlightened by what has been said today. So please, thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much, Mr. Innocent, Comrade Innocent, for coming. I hope when next I ask you to come, you're going to honor my invitation.
Sure. I'm for the right cause. I think I'm reading some comments and it's making me laugh. I think maybe you should just read one or two comments. I think I see one by O.C. Brown. It said after school, no direction. Look.
Yes, I don't know if anyone has questions. If anyone else has questions, please go ahead. I see someone say, Ila said, we really don't have a blueprint for leadership in Africa. And someone says that Nigeria's problem is greed. Someone else says that, mismanagement of fund, etc. It says the praise gets better all over the world. Also, Brown said, I see Africans waking up and taking the future by the
prophecy, man. Mostly Brown.
Yeah, I see Africans waking up and taking the future by the hand. I like that. That's a thoughtful word to think about.
Having people like O.C. Brown, having people like you, me. I see KC here. I see Master Bright, with a lot of young people who are really determined to make life good. I think Africa is sure to go.
Yeah, and definitely,
I think that's the angle O.C. Brown is seeing it from, like having people who have had self-discovery. Who had self-discovery. Self-discovery is key. I can talk on and on with you. Honestly, you don't understand how I want to go on and on. But I know that we want to just make sure that people just get a dose of your wisdom. But sometimes they say that a word is enough. A word is enough for the wise. Just a word is enough for the wise. We know what we have to do. We know what we have to do. And I feel, I want to just ask this final question. I know that I feel like you still have a lot to say. I don't know why. I feel like you still have a lot. I want to end it, but I feel like you still. So there's one question that just came to my mind. What would you say needs to be done with young people in terms of voting? America is doing its election now.
very soon, Nigeria will be doing the election soon. Where does the place of voting, we need to talk about voting. People need to go out and vote. Where does voting come into play? And I want you to answer that question, voting.
It's very important. It is true. Voting is part of politics. To change any society, it's true politics. You can't remove it from it. And that is where a lot of Christians miss it.
I was about to ask you that question.
Understand the place of politics and the place of Christianity.
And religion.
They feel everything has to be taken to God. Meanwhile, your life is embedded in the country you live in. If the country you live in doesn't prosper, you cannot prosper. That's the truth. And that is why you should take advantage of elections to bring in intelligent and inspiring leaders that can make the economy good for you to prosper. It's easy. And that's why you see some countries somewhere, I don't want to mention names, somewhere, the people there don't prosper. They're just stagnant. They don't know where they're going because the leaders have made the country broke.
Stolen the national cake.
Thank you.
National wealth.
So voting is a key. And that is why every young person must enroll in the political process of their communities and their constituencies. Go ahead. Be part of it. Take advantage of it. Use the electionary time to bring in people who mean well, who stand for truth, who stand for what is right.
For justice.
And bring them to office for your own good. But mind you, when it comes to voting, it's not just about manifesto, what the person say I will do, what my political party will do, particularly those in Africa. What I will do, I will do this, I will build bridge where there are no water rivers. I will build road where there are no, I will do this.
I will build borehole.
You understand? It's not, those are, to know the right person to vote for, it's not even in what they say in their manifesto, because politicians will tell you what they want you to hear, because they have conditioned your mind already, and they know what you want to hear. You want to hear the language of money and the language of I will do this, I promise this. No. To know who to vote for, first look at the character of the human being that is
the person
for that office, because leadership is not just about the office you occupy, you stay. It's in your person, it's in your character. You know what I'm saying? So the character of the person is what matters. I'm sorry, there is a certain state in Nigeria where to date, I still don't know how those people ever made a certain governor they had before a governor. A system where you have a governor putting court people, confraternity on monthly salaries, when you have graduates languishing out there, no job, you can't even cater for your graduates, the rich citizens, the people who create chaos in the system, you put them together and you place them on salary per month. A governor, like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sad. It's just so sad.
So what future do you hold for the young people in that state? What are you trying to tell them? Many go and join court to earn money.
Exactly.
You know,
and
education.
It's finance when you are not financing crime with state fund. Right. You know, it's like that is the biggest form of theft, of larceny.
The dates, I still wonder how that guy ever became a governor. The character of that guy is nothing to write home about. He's a man that have kids. That is why I don't want to talk ill of him. But I'm not just criticizing his actions.
It's just an example. Yeah, we're using examples. You know, we're all using examples. This is not an attack on anybody or any person.
And I just as of today, that man ought to have been locked up somewhere in prison, in jail. But that guy still walk around freely. See, I don't know. And people still worship that guy, still clap for him. And that's the problem
of Africa. That's the problem of Africa, because people are hungry, and these people with money, politicians with money, use that same money, that is state-funded money, to use them for political thuggery. And
you use your votes to vote in people with that character, and they will get there, they enrich themselves to the level that they become too powerful for every other person.
Exactly, and they can't bow to anybody anymore.
Right.
Even
I
not to the
wish
people.
our people in America, those that are eligible to vote, to carefully study the candidates who are involved and vote for those who they know will work for the good of the people. Those in Nigeria, my state in Africa, where they're having elections next month, I encourage the people to please vote wisely.
Hey, on that note, I would say thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mr. Innocent.
Thank you, Buchi.
Vote wisely. We have the power of vote. We're going to use our votes wisely. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Buchi.
Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you very
It's wonderful. One of the best I've had. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, brother. Thank you. Bye.